Hello, and today we're going to be doing Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. How to play the bank. After the 1986 Tax Reform Act became law, there are opportunities everywhere. Real estate, stocks, and businesses were available for low prices. While it was devastating for many people on the left side, it's wonderful for me because I could utilize my skills as a B and I to take advantage of the opportunities around me. Instead of being greedy and chasing everything that looked like a good deal, I decided to focus on real estate. Why real estate? For these 5 simple reasons. Pricing. Real estate prices were so low that mortgage payments were far lower than the fair market rent for most properties. These properties made great economic sense, which meant there was little risk. It's like going to a sale at a retail store when everything was 50% off. Financing. The banks would give me a loan on real estate, but not on stocks. Since I wanted to buy as much as I could while the market was depressed, I bought real estate so that what cash I had could be combined with financing through banks. For example, let's say I had $10,000 in savings to invest. If I bought stocks, I could only buy $10,000 worth of stocks. I could have bought on margin and put up only part of the total cost, and the broker company would have loaned me the remainder, but I wasn't financially strong enough to risk a downturn in the market. With $10,000 in real estate and a 90% loan, I could buy a $100,000 property. If both markets went up 10%, I would have made $1,000 in stocks, but $10,000 in real estate. Taxes. If I made $1 million in profit from stocks, I would have to pay nearly 30% in capital gains tax on my profit. But in real estate, the $1 million profit could be rolled tax-free in the next real estate transaction. On top of that, I could depreciate the property for even greater tax advantages. Important note, an investment must make an economic sense outside of the tax benefit for me to invest in. Any tax benefit only makes the investment more attractive. Number 4, cash flow. Rents had not declined. Even though real estate prices had declined, this put a lot of money in my pocket, paid for mortgages, and, most importantly, bought me time to wait until real estate prices went up again. When they did, I was able to sell. Although I carried large debt, it never hurt me because the rents were far greater than the cost of carrying the loan. Number 5, an opportunity to become a bank. Real estate allowed me to become a bank, something I wanted to do since 1974. The rich create money. In Rich Dad Poor Dad, I know how the rich create money and often play the role of the banker. The following is a simple example that almost anyone can follow. Let's say I find a house worth $100,000 and I get the heck of a deal and only pay $80,000 for it. I pay a $10,000 down payment and get a $70,000 mortgage I'm responsible for. I then advertise that the house is available for sale and its appraised price is of $100,000. I use these magic words in the ad. House for sale, owner desperate, no bank qualifying, low down payment, easy monthly payments. The phone rings like crazy. The house is sold on what is called a warp, wrap, or lease purchase contract. In simple terms, I sold a house for a $100,000 IOU. This is what my transaction looks like. My balance sheet. Assets, $100,000 IOU. Liabilities, $70,000 mortgage. Buyer's balance sheet. Assets, nothing. Liabilities, $100,000 and the IOU. This transaction is then registered with a title and escrow office, which often handles the payments. If the person defaults on $100,000, I simply foreclose and sell the property to the next person who wants a low down payment, easy monthly payment home to live in. People line up for the opportunity to buy a home on these terms. The net effect is that I've created $30,000 in my asset column for which I'm paid interest, just like a bank gets paid interest for the loans it makes. I was beginning to be a bank, and I loved it. Remember that Rich Dad said, be careful when you take on debt. If you take on debt personally, make sure it's small. If you take on large debt, make sure someone else is paying for it. In the language of the BNI side, I laid off my risk or hedged my risk to another buyer. That is the game in the world of finance. This type of transaction is done all over the world, yet wherever I go, people come up to me and say those magic words. You can't do that here. What most small investors fail to realize is that many large commercial buildings are bought and sold exactly in the manner described above. Sometimes they go through a bank, but many times they do not. Okay, so I hope you liked that. If you did, please like and subscribe. Bye!